Okay guys, so for this video we'll be doing a recap of the trades I took, and also we'll be looking at the trades I mentioned in the previous video. This week I did pretty good. I took 3 trades and I had 100% accuracy, which is not common. On average, I would say my accuracy is between 50% to 100% in a week. But like I mentioned in the course, all you need is a 50% accuracy for the week to be profitable. And anything above 50% is a good week. So, and also the 3 trades I took, one of them hit TP and would have hit my stop loss if it wasn't for the 1 to 2 risk to reward. So that really saved me. And let's look at the first trade I mentioned in the previous video. So for GU, I was looking at, what was I looking at? It was actually right here, yeah. So I mentioned how we were bearish in a bearish trend and how I was looking for sells, and I saw this order block. I saw this order block right here, taking out the liquidity on top of here. Grab liquidity. Liquidity grab. So I mentioned this trade idea, and also with a retracement to back to this high. And like I said in the course, we do not just enter just because there's an order block. We need a bunch of confluences. So it came to the so that's the retracement area. So what happened was, oh yeah, so how do I, the question I kept getting was, do I stay up for London session, or do I place sell limits? Well, I never place sell limits because, or I rarely place sell limits because sometimes what happens is news can come and just take out your stop loss, or the momentum is too strong where it doesn't show no signs of rejection and just breaks through. Now, what do I mean by that? So when I was watching this trade, okay, it doesn't really show here, but when I was watching it, this candle, it created a bullish candle, a very big bullish candle, and then another big bullish candle was made, showing that the momentum on this trade idea was so bullish. The momentum on this pair was so bullish because now it's rejecting when it shows, but when I was watching it around like 4 a.m., this was a full blue candle, green candle, and I was watching it and I was like, oh my god, maybe the momentum is too strong where it will just continue up. And I was just waiting for some signs of rejection, and eventually we can see how price was pulling back into this order block again. So then that was when I decided, okay, if I see an institutional resistance within this 1 hour order block, then I will enter. So I look for more confirmation. So I saw how there was a 15-minute order block being created, and this was a sign of a rejection from this 1 hour order block. So we saw a 15-minute order block within a 1 hour order block, which shows a sign of rejection. So then that was when I decided I was going to enter. I went in the 5 minutes just to find an even more accurate order block. And I do not trade 1 minute order blocks, like 1 minute anything, because I don't know how people trade on the 1 minute. Like, I don't even think it's accurate. Oh, but if you look at the 1 minute here, you can see a breaker block and price will come back up to respect it. But still, I don't know how people trade the 1 minute. At the lowest, I go with 5 minutes, but often my entry is at 15 minute. So I entered right here at this 5 minute order block, an institutional resistance on a lower time frame within a 1 hour order block, and price hit my entry for 1 to 2. And we can see price in my TP. But the crazy part was, once price hit my TP, it literally came from my stop loss. And I was like, after I saw that, I was like, oh my god, the power of 1 to 2. I really love 1 to 2 because this has happened so many times where price came to my TP and literally the moment it hit my TP, it went back to my stop loss. So this is why I'll always use 1 to 2. Even though I expected for price to come down and take out this low, because to continue the trend, to continue the bearish trend, I stuck to my 1 to 2 because that's what my system tells me to do. And as we can see, sometimes things happen. We can't really predict for sure what price will do, because as Mark Douglas said, the harsh, cold reality of trading is that we do not know the outcome for any trade. So price hit my TP, came back up, and then I was just watching it, and I was wondering, so what's gonna happen? Is price gonna continue up, or is this actually a real liquidity grab? So what do I mean by that? Because as we can see here, this was a resistance level, right? Price came up to the resistance level, rejected. And I thought this was a liquidity grab right here to take out these equal highs. But what happened was price came back to the resistance level and rejected. So now it created some type of resistance, support and resistance level right here, as we can see. And a lot of retail traders, when they see price come to this support and resistance line, they'll either sell or buy. And as we can see, price took out this resistance level, came and took out all the liquidity up here. Because retail traders, if they see price come up here, they'll think, okay, this is the support and resistance line, I'm gonna sell. Price fell, but price came back up, took out the liquidity. And I wasn't for sure if this was actually a liquidity grab until I saw that, I was watching it until I saw price take out this low. And then I thought, oh, okay, so that's a confirmation we are bearish and this was a liquidity grab. Price took out this low. So then I saw on the 15 minute that this was actually the breaker block. Price came out, took out a high, but I didn't want to enter here because the stop loss was too big. So I told myself I'll take the risk of selling at this order block. I know this isn't really a high probability trade setup, but I'll still enter here at this 15 minute order block that took out all this liquidity on top. And what happened was price actually did come to it. And I remember watching this trade. I entered exactly when price came to it, and I was already up 2%, and I was watching it, and I was like, oh my god! So price was almost at my stop loss, and I accepted it. I was like, okay, yeah, price hit that's okay. I should have not actually entered. Maybe I might have overtraded. Should have not entered. I should have been satisfied with my past 2 trades that had TP. But I was also in my verification stage, and I was just 1% away from passing, 2% away from passing. And I thought to myself, okay, maybe I could pass my verification all in one day. So I told myself, I'll take this trade. If price hits my TP, I pass my verification. If price hits my stop loss, I'll still be up 2% for the day, 2% up for the day, because this will be a -1. So I took that risk because I was satisfied with either losing or winning. So what happened was price hit my TP for 1 to 2, and I passed my verification. This was my 3rd trade. So my first trade was right here. I mentioned somewhere here. Second trade was actually AU. So now I did mention before I was not really looking for a sell on AU because the stop loss was too high. But I saw GU was rejecting cleanly. So then I assumed that price wouldn't actually come back up here because GU was rejecting, EU was rejecting from a 1 hour order block. They were all rejecting. So I decided, okay, AU should start rejecting from this order block because all the other majors were rejecting. So I placed my stop loss like 20 pips. I told myself, if price comes to my stop loss, I'm done with AU. So I took the trade, and I saw price hit and this hit 1 to 2. So this is my second trade I took. My first trade was GU on that 1 hour. Second trade was AU. And then my third trade was back again on GU for that 15 minute breaker block I mentioned right here. And then that's how I took 3 trades in one day, and they all hit my TP. So that was a good day. And I passed my verification in one day, 5%, which was pretty cool. And not common at all. This is not common. This was just a really good trading day because, like I mentioned, there are good trading days, there are good trading weeks, there are bad trading days, there are bad trading weeks. But we just got to make sure that we're prepared for the bad days and the bad weeks. And then so I was done. I took 3 trades and I was emotionally done. I was not emotionally, but I was like, I took enough trades. I don't want to overtrade. And I already passed my verification, so I didn't want to do nothing. And then I was done. In one day, I was done for the week. And then price just kept dropping. I didn't really look at price then. If I want to enter again, I would say maybe continue the trend right here. Got the highs. Maybe price came back up, but price never came. So GU just dropped. AU just dropped. There was no really any more entries later on that week. EU just dropped. Oh, maybe for EU we have this resistance breaker block right here. So right here, continue. But that was all for this week. So yeah, so that was all for this week. Also, I added a new thing. Someone asked if I could show my live accounts, how I actually manage the accounts, like a real example of how I do it. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. Instead of always telling you guys how I manage the account, I'll actually show you guys. So I'll be using the system I use, the system I mentioned in my how to manage a funded account in the course. I'll be using the same exact thing. I'll be risking 0.5% until I create a buffer of 2%. And I'll continue risking 1% unless I'm back to original balance of 400K. So let's see how this goes. And I'll catch you guys on maybe Tuesday, because I really don't see anything with right now. Like, price is so bearish that there's really no resistance level to sell at. Like maybe this order block, but that's not really high probability either. Do you see? There's not really anything with a high probability. Like maybe here, but once again, is it really high probability? Is this really worth taking the trade? We're gonna have to see more price action, but maybe this could be a sell. I mean, this could be a sell, but it's not really an A+ setup. We don't have higher time frame backing it up. All we have is a bearish trend and a lower time frame order block. So I'll let you guys know on Monday, Tuesday. I still need more price action now. Maybe if we create some type of equal highs and equal highs like this. Where is it? Which one is it again? Yeah, maybe if we create like, oh my god, price already. But anyway, maybe if we create if we create something like this, like an M shape in here, a double top, and then price just comes down a little bit and then takes out the liquidity on top and then comes here, then I'll look for a sell. But as of right now, nothing is high probability. So I'll catch you guys Monday, Tuesday when I see more price, and I'll let you know what I'm looking at for next week. Catch you then.